Good morning. My name is Melany. I like games. I brought some of them today. Sorry, one of my favorites. It was my dad's favorite game. I didn't learn until much later that it was because it takes no skill to play Sorry. And whether you're 3 or 13 or 35 or 95, you have the same chance of winning or losing. Fun game. I like Sorry. I also brought Toss Up, which is a game with little dice that you red, green, and yellow dice that you can throw. That one's fun too. Have any of you ever sat down to play a new game? And what's the first thing you do when you sit down to play a new game? Read the rules. You got to figure out how to play. So you read the rules and you play the game by the rules. And I was playing games with some friends one time, and it was a game we had all played before. We thought we knew how to play it. We were playing it. We were in the middle of the game, and somebody made a move, and somebody said, "That's not right. You can't do that." And the other person said, "Yes, it is. That's the way I've always played it." They said, No, that's not the way you play it. That's not the rules." We got out the rule book to determine, and it didn't end well, actually. But it was this disagreement about the rules. Who knew the rules, and how do you play the rules, and all this kind of stuff. So games have rules. There are also games, in addition to the rules to the game, there are also some values that kind of underlie what the game is about. For instance, Monopoly. In that, there are the rules, how you play the game, but if you play the game according to all the rules, somebody will win by taking all the money from everybody else. Now, they're following the rules, they're doing it the way they're supposed to be, but they win and somebody else loses miserably. You can probably tell I don't like Monopoly, because you can tell early on that you're going to lose because you don't have any properties and you can't put hotels on and you can't make any rent, and so you're going to lose, so it's not fun. So but that's the values of the game. Now I have another game that has different values. This one's called Hanabi, and it's a cooperative game. It's a card game. When you're dealt your cards, Hanabi, H-A-N-A-B-I, Hanabi. When you're dealt your cards, you look at the boring backs of the cards. You never see what your cards are, but everybody else does. So you hold your cards, and then they give you hints so that you will play the proper card so that you all can win, because the only way you win the game is if the task is completed at the end and everybody plays the right cards and you win. So you have to cooperate. The rules are different than other games, but yet the value of it is everybody wins, instead of like Monopoly, somebody wins big and somebody doesn't. So there is a famous children's game, which my little chairs on the tray, I don't know what, well, and then there's 52 Hiccup. I don't know whether my camera's going to pick, is the camera going to pick up my little chairs here?
I can go closer if you want.
I'll go closer.
Wait, I got to get them set up.
Okay.
How many of you played musical chairs? Oh good, hands up. These are my little chairs demonstrating musical chairs. So you have all the little chairs in a circle, and everybody marches around the circle, right, until the music stops, and then everybody tries to find a chair, but there's one less chair than there are people. And what happens to that person that doesn't have a chair?
You can't see it?
They're out. They're out of the game. And then you remove another chair, and then you play it again. And there's somebody without a chair, and that person is left out. Now, that's the rules of the game, but I personally am not fond of that game because it makes people feel left out. So what do? Sit on the side, and pretty soon there are more and more people, and there are more people sitting on the side than there are actually playing the game. Now, my favorite musical chairs game is one where you change the rules. And in the changed rule version of musical chairs, you take out the chair, but you never eliminate a person. So when the people go around, and there are, how many chairs have we got there? 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 chairs and 10 people, then the 10 people figure out how to sit on 9 chairs. And then you take out a chair. Now you have 8 chairs and 10 people. The music stops. Everybody's got to find a way to sit on 8 chairs. So you sit like with part of your posterior on the chair and 2 people share a chair. And then the next time around, you take out another chair. And there's still 10 people now trying to sit in 7 chairs. And it goes on and on. And if people laugh like you do, and you end up with somebody sitting on somebody's knees, and you try to see how few chairs can you get where everybody can be sitting or part of a chair. So there are values and rules to things. Thank you, Cheryl. So now we make the leap, the abstract leap to the point. Today we're talking about God's justice, God's economy, justice, faithfulness, and abundance. And there are rules to the way God's world works, and there are values to the way God's world works. And God's way of working in the world is more like Hanabi or musical chairs by the alternate rules. So nobody is left out. Everybody is included and everybody works together. And those are different than the world's rules and the values in the world, because in many of the rules and values in the world, it's like Monopoly. A couple of people win, everybody else loses. Tough luck. So we here believe in God's way of doing things, God's economy, God's justice, God's faithfulness, God's abundance, which means we share, we figure out how to sit more people on fewer chairs, we laugh while we're doing it, and we take care of one another. Thank you.